you've experienced the difference between the 2019 and the 2020.
This is quite bizarre. It's really interesting. I've never heard another automaker doing that.
Should people go for the 2020 or should they wait for the 2021? Hey guys, welcome to another episode. I'm that car guy Tim, and I'm here today with Tim Esterdahl. He's the host of Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk. And Tim, you're down in Nebraska and you've got yourself a 2020 Frontier.
Yes, I'm actually inside of the 2020 Frontier. As it happens, the technology is so awesome. I can actually show this to you virtually. We're only a couple hundred miles away, probably.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, probably a good one-day road trip at least.
Sure. The interior hasn't changed a whole lot. It's the same interior setup. It is interesting, the shifter, though. So the shifter, I was talking to other guys, this is from the Narvara, and the push button is a really interesting push button.
The one issue I see with that push button being there and being reseated like it is if you go off-roading, you're on the job site and you get dirty, that's going to be hard to clean out.
Oh, you are not cleaning that out. That's going to get, because it's usually, a lot of companies are doing it like here.
Yeah.
And there's a panel here, but they didn't do it there. Or like here, this make more sense like here as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And they put it down there, which is pretty interesting. I got to believe it's going to be within a couple $100s of this, well, whatever you want to call this. You're going to call this prior generation or prior generation 0.5 before the 2021 model comes out. I don't know what you want to call it, but I can't imagine pricing is that much increased.
Nissan's due to release the redesigned 2021 Frontier here in the next year. That's the 2021 model. But right now they're featuring that model's powertrain in a 2020 Frontier with the old body style. What do you speculate their strategy is behind that?
I don't speculate there's much strategy. I was on a conference call with them on Tuesday talking about it, and their story is that the powertrain was done ahead of time before the prototypes were done for the 2021, and so instead of holding everything back for one massive launch, they decided to move on with this engine. It's really interesting. I've never heard another automaker doing that. Yeah. Typically, you do a new product launch with everything brand new. This is quite bizarre. They were telling me they have 4 prototypes. They just got shipped over from Japan. They're actually testing down them in Michigan, and I think they have testing grounds in Arizona. So they're starting to play with the 2021 model. There's a lot of speculation about this, though. There's a lot of weird stuff going on. So, number one, this has got the newer powertrain to it. But number two, this weighs less than the 2019 model. Now, this 3.8 liter engine has different metals inside of it. They said that the engine lost some weight. They didn't say how much weight it lost. They didn't tell me exactly what the changes were. And there's some discussion on the front end, and as far as whether the front end's been changed. I have some sources telling me that there's different parts in there. They're using more different metals, so lighter weight metals in the front end. They've had some pretty poor crash testing in years past, and they've lost weight. They did say that the four-wheel drive fuel economy is going to be about like 1 or 2 miles per gallon better than the prior generation. So I think this one was supposed to be 22, and I think it's supposed to be 24 in two-wheel drive, if memory serves me right. I believe that's a little bit better. But it's just a really interesting, it's like a big head scratcher. I theorize that Nissan doesn't have the money to create the new sheet metal and get through the factory, to make those factory changes for a product that really is still selling pretty well. It's still selling the Titan 2-to-1, some quarters 3-to-1, and it's trying to hit that value proposition. So if you do the new sheet metal and you do the new styling and you do all those new changes, you are going to increase the price to pay back the R&D for a while. So my theory is they're just trying to get one more year out of it to go ahead and make some money to pay for the next generation's changes.
You know, it's interesting to see how Nissan, maybe are they trying to work out bugs, do you think, in the new powertrain? Keep it with the old powertrain, that way any bugs aren't associated with the new 2021? Do you think that could be a possibility?
It's an interesting theory, but I don't know that consumers always associate model year with engine problems. They probably associate the engine with the engine problems. What I theorize they also do as well is I asked them if they're going to use this in any of the applications, and they said they're looking at it. So this engine was probably supposed to be in the Titan. This is probably supposed to be a V6 in the Titan. And then for the variety of reasons, the Titan not selling, and they, it's not a lot of growth in the Titan sales, they probably didn't offer that as a V6 option. Now, my theory is they're going to use this in the Frontier and in the NV van. So the NV van would be a great component for using this engine and using it throughout the lineup.
Frontier Tacoma, they've had a monopoly on the market for years when Ford and GM killed off their small trucks for a little bit there. But now that those trucks are back on the market, would it be an attempt to try and grab back some of that relevancy from the other three?
Yeah, so I think it partly is the case. I mean, this is going to be best-in-class horsepower and torque, or horsepower. I don't think it's got torque, but best-in-class horsepower. So definitely some bragging rights. Nissan, it's interesting, for the last 5 years, has done really well in the mid-size truck market. And actually, the mid-size truck market is one of the fastest-growing segments in all of automotive. Mm-hmm. And every time a new competitor comes to the marketplace, everybody's sales go up. And so it's really fascinating to watch. When the Gladiator came out, with the new Ranger and new Colorado and Colorado ZR2, the Tacoma sales went up. The Frontier sales have always been kind of back and forth, because I think consumers still want that cheap, inexpensive truck to get into, smaller truck. They want something to park in the garage, want something to get in the bed easily. I can get in this bed really easy. It's actually the same height as my 62 that I'm sitting next to, versus the ZR2 and the Ranger are really high bed heights. And so I think this works for them. And so I think they're going to try to keep some market share and keep growing in that segment. I think they'll be smart to invest more materials, more money, more experience in the midsize truck market.
So Tim, in your view, you've sat in the truck, you've experienced the difference between the 2019 and the 2020. Should people go for the 2020 or should they wait for the 2021?
If you are shopping for a mid-size truck and you're shopping based on price, reliability, and size, and you're looking for something you can use the bed and get in and out of pretty easily, like I said, size and price, the Nissan Frontier should be on your list, and the 2020 is miles of difference driving versus the 2019. If you're an enthusiast, you should wait for the new model. So if you're shopping now, it's really a good truck to look for. If you're going to wait for the new, if you can wait anyways, I'd wait. I would just wait. And that way I would see what's going to happen as far as the new vehicle being debuted. Because once it's debuted, you can still buy the 2020 model. You can still buy the prior generation. But if you're in the market right now and you need a new truck, the Frontier is a pretty damn good little truck. It really is.
Tim, I couldn't agree more. With best-in-class horsepower and just the overall shape and stature of the truck, I think the 2020 is a complete winner, with people just looking for a mid-sized truck just to go about their work, do chores, whatever. But you're right. For enthusiasts, it's going to be interesting to see what 2021 brings as far as the redesign of the truck. But it's nice to have this little taste of the engine and the transmission that's going to be going in there. So, hopefully the 2021 lives up to the hopes and dreams of every Nissan enthusiast out there. But for now, that is all. Thanks so much for tuning in, you guys. I'm that car guy, Tim. I want to thank Tim Esterdahl for joining in. Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk. The link is down below. Go check out his stuff. It's awesome. So if you guys want to see more interviews like this, make sure you click that subscribe button, give this thing a like, and let me know, what do you want to hear from an interview next? What do you want to learn about? Who do you want to hear from? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks so much, Tim, for coming on today. Really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Have fun. Get her done.